Welcome home, both of you. You must be hungry. I whipped up some pasta today.
Upon returning home, Lisa, my eldest son's wife who had never cooked before, greeted us with those words. "Something's definitely up."
Oh, looks delicious. Don't you think so, Mom?
That was my eldest son, Robert. Indeed, the pasta laid out on the table looked appetizing. But, for some reason, the pasta emanated an indescribable sense of unease. "It's too suspicious." Urged by Lisa, we sat down, and Robert asked if we should start eating. "Can we really eat this without any issue?" The way Robert and Lisa are intently watching us, it feels like they're urging us to hurry up and eat. What am I gonna do now? Just then.
Hello.
That voice ended up saving me from this precarious situation. My name is Catherine Harper. After a divorce 30 years ago, I moved back to my family home in Nebraska. My parents have since passed away, and now I live alone. Many might think that living alone at the age of 73 must be challenging and lonely, but it's not. Compared to where I lived before, the cost of living here is lower, and all my neighbors are kind folks. My hobby of enjoying coffee, among other things, keeps me entertained, making life enjoyable. But, in such a peaceful life, even slight disturbances can become stressful. The two who are about to come are perfect examples.
Hello there. Just the two of you today? We took time out of our busy schedule to come over, and you sound disappointed. This is why Lisa doesn't like you. Hey! There's no reason for me to dislike such a kind mother-in-law like you. Right, Catherine?
The slightly sarcastic remark came from my eldest son, Robert. And the blatantly insincere words are from his wife, Lisa. 20 years ago, the two met as colleagues at the same company. They started dating a month later and got married 6 months after that. I remember being taken aback by how quickly things progressed between them. Everything, from meeting the parents to the wedding, was rushed. There was no time to second-guess any decisions. People used to make snide comments about their marriage. There's no way they'll last with such a short courtship. They're probably gonna divorce soon anyway. Each time I'd hear such comments, my heart would ache as their mother. But, fast forward, and they've been married for 20 years. They even have kids and, contrary to everyone's expectations, they're living a happy life. From a mother's perspective, I can't help but be amazed at how well things turned out.
Hey, Mom. Mom. Were you listening?
Oh. I'm sorry. I was lost in thought.
Please stop spacing out like that, Catherine. Turning senile at 73? That's a bit too early, don't you think? At this rate, we might have to consider putting you in a care home.
Lisa is generally kind, but every once in a while, she'd make such condescending remarks. But, what Lisa's saying does make some sense. If you start having mobility issues post-70, it'd be a pain for us. It'd be the end of the world.
Exactly. How about considering moving to a care home now? It would ease our worries. Right, Catherine?
Seriously. What do they think of me? This isn't the first time Robert and Lisa have been thoughtless like this. I'm not ready for a care home. I'm not that old yet. You're delusional if you think you're still young at 70 plus. Heaven's right around the corner for you. There's no need to pretend otherwise. Hearing them talk about care homes and heaven, my spirit dampens. But, thankfully, there's an angelic presence that comes to my rescue.
Dad! Mom! Stop being so mean to Grandma!
Why are you here when you said you were going out with friends? My friend had something come up, so I couldn't go. But more importantly, apologize to Grandma. This girl is Kayla, a 17-year-old high school student. Unlike her parents, she's incredibly genuine and sweet. Yeah, I get it. I'll apologize. Catherine, I'm sorry. I'll try to be kinder next time. Mom. Don't be sarcastic. Apologize properly.
Thank you, Kayla. I'm okay. Thank you for standing up for me.
Such a kind-hearted girl. In contrast to her parents. Glancing to the side, her dad seemed unapologetic, lounging around, while her mom looked disgruntled. Kayla then urged her parents to leave.
Bye, Grandma. I'll come visit again soon.
And with that, they left. The next morning, after breakfast and during her house chores, the doorbell rang. Kayla, good morning. You're early today. Opening the door, there she was.
Good morning, Grandma. I'm meeting a friend later, but I wanted to see you first.
Kayla has always visited frequently since she was little. Be careful out there.
Yep, I'll see you later.
Seeing Kayla's lively demeanor always lifts my spirits. Just as I was about to get back to cleaning, the doorbell rang again. Just a moment. Rushing to the door, her son and daughter-in-law were about to enter the house.
Hey! At least say something before barging in. It's startling.
It's not a big deal. Did Kayla come by? Ignoring my comment, they walked in. Sitting down on the sofa. Give us some of that coffee. It's not fair if you only make it for Kayla. They were probably referring to the special coffee I make whenever Kayla visits. I've always loved coffee, grinding the beans myself. Nowadays, even neighbors ask for it. And my grandson, he loves that coffee, and every time he comes over, we enjoy it together. I let out a sigh, said, "Hold on a sec," and went to the kitchen to grind the beans. Just then, I heard a beep sound from behind. Wondering what it was, I turned around. The only thing out of place was my eldest son and his wife, Bob and Kayla, staring at a cell phone they'd laid on the table. Curious, I tilted my head. "What are you doing? Hurry up and make that thing."
Hey, Catherine, I'm parched over here.
I was still puzzled by that beep, but I knew that if I left Bob and Kayla waiting any longer, it'd become a bigger hassle. As I began grinding the beans again, Lisa chimed in.
You know, Catherine, you have such simple tastes. I don't get why grinding beans is fun for you. Oh. Maybe it's practice for when you move to the retirement home? I don't want to drink coffee you've practiced on.
Suddenly, in a condescending voice I'd never heard before, Lisa made a sarcastic remark. It was then that I felt a sense of revulsion towards her for the first time. Robert, who was next to her, chimed in. True that. Making your own son and daughter-in-law drink something like that. I can't believe any decent person would do such a thing. When did my mom become this kind of person? Is getting old really this cruel? It's just so sad. Robert, too, made a sarcastic remark in an unfamiliar low voice. Then, right next to him, Lisa again made a snide comment in a creepy, mocking tone. It was as if some third-rate actor was putting on a show. The whole scene was just terrifying. Yet the two of them didn't stop, they kept on going. My mom's lost it. Seems like she doesn't even know what she's doing or saying anymore. How did it come to this?
Maybe it'd be better if she just moved on to the next life sooner. But knowing her, she'll probably hang on for a long time.
Why did they have to go so far in their remarks? What's gotten into both of you?
Enough is enough.
But they were so engrossed in their phones, they didn't even hear me. Suddenly, Robert and Lisa stood up, grabbed their bags, and left as if nothing had happened. I felt a chill run down my spine from their incomprehensible behavior. What on earth is going on? I thought about confiding in someone, but how could I even begin to describe what had just happened? I spent the night restless, overwhelmed by my thoughts. But the next day, Robert and Lisa came back. The memory of yesterday flashed through my mind, leaving me uncertain of how to approach them. Then, from behind Robert and Lisa, a little face popped out saying,
Grandma, what's up?
Their daughter, Kayla, had come with them. Not wanting to worry my beloved granddaughter with my troubles, I acted as if everything was normal.
Want something to drink?
Yeah. I want some of Grandma's coffee.
Sure thing. How about you too? However, Robert and Lisa just sat there with sullen expressions, not saying a word. Seeing her parents like that, Kayla looked puzzled. Without understanding why they remained silent, I brewed some homemade coffee. Here you go. Kayla eagerly sipped her coffee, saying,
Delicious. I can't start my day without Grandma's coffee.
In stark contrast, Robert and Lisa sat motionless, not touching their coffees at all. It had probably gone cold and wasn't tasty anymore. Then, Lisa took a sip of her cold coffee. Disgusting. Those words stung. Then, Kayla, we're gonna head out now, said Lisa. Huh? We just got here, Kayla responded. But without another word, Robert and Lisa left. Mom and Dad were weird today. Do you think something's up? I don't know. For the past 2 weeks, Robert and his wife Lisa had started coming here almost daily. Even when spoken to, they'd just ignore and stay glued to their phones. Why don't you talk? Even when hesitantly questioned, there was no response. Unable to bear the tension, the TV was turned on to distract from the awkwardness. It was the same routine every time. By that point, their very presence began to instill fear. Then, one unexpected day, something unforeseen happened. It was in the evening when I was about to head out for grocery shopping. A message from Robert popped up on the phone, "Gonna be there soon." Gonna be here, now? True to his text, Robert and Lisa arrived 5 minutes later. Opening the front door, there they stood. However, today was different.
Hello. Beautiful weather we're having. We're dropping in.
After constantly ignoring, now they suddenly spoke as if they were different people. This sudden change intensified the feeling of unease towards Robert and Lisa.
Mom, could you make me some coffee? I'm really in the mood for your coffee today. Oh. That's not fair. Catherine, can I have some coffee too?
Baffled by their sudden shift in behavior, I just nodded. While grinding the beans, a glance towards them revealed both laughing and chatting, a stark contrast from their usual selves. Then, they spoke to me. I'll have it black.
I'd like 3 sugars, please.
They both sipped their freshly made coffee with smiles. Suddenly, Lisa exclaimed,
Oh, I forgot. Honey, can you go pay this month's phone bill for me?
Got it. Mom, let's head to the nearby convenience store. Huh? My eldest son, Robert, grabbed my arm and dragged me forcefully to a nearby convenience store. All for a cell phone bill. Why do I have to go with him? It's not like he doesn't know where the place is. After paying the bill, when I thought we were headed straight home, Robert said something I never expected. The cherry blossoms are blooming in the park nearby. Wanna go see them? Sure, but wouldn't it be better if Lisa came with us? Lisa's not interested in cherry blossoms. So, it was decided that we'd go to a nearby park to see the cherry blossoms. To think that Robert would suggest such a thing. The kindness that Robert, who has always been so cold towards me, showed brought a sense of fear and made me even more wary of him. But, that feeling of caution slowly faded as I gazed upon the beautiful blossoms in the park. They're beautiful. Yet, that feeling of caution returned due to Robert's actions. He had suggested visiting the cherry blossoms, but he showed no interest in them and kept checking his watch. Guess it's about time to head back. We got in the car, all the while I kept a suspicious eye on Robert. Once we reached home and entered the living room.
Welcome back, both of you. Hungry? I made pasta today.
Suddenly, Robert's wife, Lisa, said that. Lisa cooking was something that had never happened before. After ignoring me for so long, suddenly she's cooking? And it's not even 6 p.m. yet? Something's definitely up.
Looks delicious, doesn't it? Mom, you think so too, right?
Robert said.
Indeed, the pasta on the table looked appetizing. But there's something about that pasta that's unsettling. It looks too suspicious. Encouraged by Lisa, I took a seat. Just as I was about to take a bite, Robert spoke up.
Ready to eat?
Can I really eat this without any repercussions? The two of them were staring intently, urging me to eat. What should I do now? Then, at that moment.
Hello.
That voice, is that you, Kayla? Suddenly, the voice of my granddaughter could be heard, causing Robert and Lisa to panic. And the two of them quickly headed for the front door. Where's Grandma? I could hear Kayla's voice.
Kayla. Why are you here?
What do you mean, why? I always come over. More importantly, isn't it rare for the two of you to be here at this time? Why are you here?
Well, we just thought we'd have dinner with Catherine for a change.
Their panicked state was evident. But, such a coincidence. Kayla came over at the perfect time. Now's my chance. With Robert and Lisa preoccupied with Kayla, I quickly switched my plate of pasta with Lisa's. Then, I composed myself, waiting for the couple to return. When they did, Lisa exclaimed,
Thank you for waiting, Catherine.
I thought we could eat together. Where did Kayla go? She went shopping. We only had this prepared for dinner, so we sent her to buy her own meal. Lisa replied. That can't be right. There's plenty of food in the fridge. Making her go shopping on purpose? It just makes things even more suspicious.
Shall we dig in right away? Yeah.
Robert and Lisa, just like before, waited for me to start eating first. There's definitely something up. But I should be fine, after all, I just switched plates with Lisa. There shouldn't be anything wrong with this one. With determination, I take a bite of the pasta. Mom, how is it? What do you mean?
What do I mean? The taste, of course. It's all about the taste.
Robert and Lisa seemed to be deflecting with humor and about to start eating as well.
It looks delicious. Told you.
But even as they say that, the two of them, forks in hand, don't touch their pasta and keep glancing over at me. Their behavior is making it hard to focus on my meal, but everything feels normal so far. Feeling reassured, I continue eating. Finally, with puzzled looks, Robert and Lisa start eating their pasta. But then, suddenly,
Oh!
Lisa's demeanor changes drastically. I knew it. After secretly switching plates with Lisa, she took a bite and immediately began choking. She began to struggle and then fell over, chair and all. I can't believe something like this is happening right before my eyes.
Hey! Lisa, are you okay? Stay with me.
It was supposed to be me eating that pasta. And now, something awful has happened to Lisa because of it.
Lisa! Lisa! Stay with me. Open your eyes.
An ambulance was called immediately, and it arrived within 5 minutes. Lisa was carried by paramedics into the ambulance. Neighbors began to gather, watching the scene unfold. The presence of the ambulance brought out the nearby residents. Seeing this, Robert shouted,
Don't look! Stay back!
10 minutes later, Lisa was rushed to the hospital. As I watched the ambulance drive away.
Grandma, what happened? Did someone get hurt?
Kayla, let me tell you. When I explained everything to my returning granddaughter, her astonishing response was, she got what she deserved. After all, it could have been you in that ambulance, Grandma. What do you mean? Come with me, she said, leading me back into the house. Pointing to a certain spot in the living room, she added, Do you recognize this? It's a camera, a small one. Mom was secretly recording. Secretly recording? Why? Here's the deal. Recently, Robert and Lisa had become obsessed with making videos, and they would constantly film amusing situations to post on social media. At first, it was all harmless prank videos. But as these became more popular, they sought even greater attention, leading them to film increasingly audacious and extreme content.
So, all those times they ignored me or made snide remarks.
They were filming all of that too. Remember the phone on the table? That's what they were using to record. And the ultimate video they had planned was to capture someone's reaction to severe discomfort. They targeted me, their mother-in-law.
That's terrifying. But what were they trying to do?
This. Kayla said, pulling out a chili pepper.
A chili pepper? What about it?
They crushed a lot of these and put them into your pasta. They wanted to film you struggling after eating something super spicy. I felt a surge of anger. All that for some online popularity? Robert is just as guilty for not stopping it. But there's one thing I'm curious about. I understood they tried to torture me by adding spicy stuff, but why did Lisa foam at the mouth and faint? While I was pondering this, Kayla told me a shocking truth. She's allergic. Turns out, Lisa has a severe chili pepper allergy. Apparently, she had once fainted after eating food containing chili peppers. Since then, she had been careful not to eat them. It makes sense that if Lisa, with her chili pepper allergy, ate that spicy pasta so eagerly, she'd have that reaction. That night, when Robert returned from the hospital, he told me that Lisa would be hospitalized for a week. Robert blamed me for everything that happened. Then, Kayla chimed in.
I can't believe a grown-up would blame someone else like this. You're no longer my dad or mom to me. You're just some messed up old folks.
At a loss for words after being told off by his own daughter, Robert was just stunned. I added, I won't say much. I'm cutting ties with you too. Don't come here anymore. If you do, I'll call the cops on you as a suspicious person. Watching Robert leave in shock, Kayla and I high-fived, saying,
Grandma, you're awesome. Thank you.
Later, when Lisa was discharged, Robert told her that I had cut ties with him and that Kayla had left their home. Lisa suddenly went berserk. Seeing this, Robert hurriedly called the police. 10 minutes later, the officers arrived and took Lisa away, even though she had just been discharged. With Lisa gone, Robert apparently packed his stuff and moved out of their apartment. No idea where he is or what he's doing now. Moreover, even after being taken to the police station, Lisa's erratic state didn't calm down. She was subsequently taken to a mental health facility where she's still residing.
Grandma, I'm off.
Take care and do your best.
Yeah.
It's been a year since then. Kayla moved out of her parents' house and now lives with me. Today, her life begins as a working adult and as a woman. Being able to witness Kayla's growth. There's no greater joy. I'm confident that my life ahead will be even brighter and more joyful.